shit.
Oh, we live.
Oh, here we go.
What's happening? What's up? What's up, world? What's up, Sean?
What's
going
up,
on?
man? How are you?
I'm good, my man.
We didn't have our normal morning today.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, we have our routine.
Well, hold on. Were you tired?
No, I wasn't. But it's because I preserved a lot of the things that we do every day in the routine. I went to the the lesser sauna, but the infrared in my garage. I hit that for a solid 20 minutes.
Okay.
So it put me in the right spot. Plus, I'm gonna tell you what, the new product that we have coming, people are gonna be blown away by that. I'm now 3 days in a row.
Ritual PM?
Ritual PM.
Okay.
I'm 3 days in a row on it. When I wake up, it's eliciting the exact effect I had hoped it would.
Right.
Which is that I feel like I've already been awake for an hour, and I feel like something good happened. when nothing good happened yet, I feel like it already did.
Nah, listen, bro. I'm with you. Because I've been feeling the same thing. It is what it is, man. We're on to something really fucking good, really amazing, and I'm so happy about it. It's like I'll take it, and we have such busy days. I'll forget that I took some shit 10, 20, 30 minutes later, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm ready to go to bed. Look, I'm like a kid. When it's time to go to bed, I fight my sleep. I'm watching shit on TV. I'm hopping in the email. I'm doing anything. I gotta just pass out. But now, when I take Ritual PM, I just take my ass to bed with no problem. You know what I mean?
And I think Ritual PM has prompted a new thought process with us for Ambrosia, like really getting honed in on what we're trying to provide to people, which is we're still hashing this out. So you're doing this with us, but we are what we think or what we're aspiring to be is like a life optimization company.
Right.
We're not a sports nutrition company. We know that for sure. That's why we made it, is because we didn't want to be that. We had previously competed there and made products in that field, and it's not where our lives were heading, and it's not where our passion was going.
Right.
So we're a life optimization company, and what exactly we're going to call that or how we're going to define it, we're still in process on that. So you'll be hearing that, but people love Ambrosia. They vibe with us. They're using the products. They love what we're trying to stand for, but we haven't really clarified it enough yet, and that's what we're going to be focusing on now. How to take and use these concepts, tactics, and products that we've developed to optimize your life, to make your life as awesome as it possibly can be, and allow you to reach your greatest potential as an individual.
Correct. So, what do you have coming up?
I'm leaving tonight, and you're gonna be leaving tomorrow. But tonight I got a red eye.
I don't want to go.
You should just go with me instead, bro.
Bro, I 100% will come with y'all.
I know.
If you were like, just come with us, I'd be like,
Just cancel the expo.
I would.
Mark's gonna show up there and be like, "Where is everybody?"
Like, it was this weekend?
Oh man, you got it. You can hold it down.
You got it, man. You're strong. You're powerful.
Speaking of Mark, some just showed up that I don't know when we're gonna get to try, but it is the base for the Ambrosia food bar.
Okay.
It just showed up. I saw him bring it in right now.
This is gonna be good.
Yeah, so we've been working on a bar version of Planta, our number one product, the plant-based organic protein. We have been working on a food bar version of that that we've been collaborating. Luckily, Mark, our partner in Ambrosia, has worked really hard with the Outright bar and has done a phenomenal job with it. And we both enjoy eating it, but we really want a plant-based version of it. We're big fans of plant-based products. We eat meat. It's not about that. It's about having the option and bringing plant-based protein sources in to alleviate digestive distress. You could talk about the possibility of reducing animal reliance on animal products in your diet, but First of all, it has to taste really fucking good.
Correct.
And that's where we've been so far. We have a base out there that's supposed to be the one that we're going to move forward with.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try it.
I'm not going to get into some of the things that we're working on and what the perspectives that we do have that are just common sense perspectives when it comes to creating products. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to put it out there yet. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about everything we're doing so far, man. You my fucking guy, bro.
Thanks, bro.
We got a dope thing, so we were talking earlier about our morning routine. We typically both get up 5 something. Try to leave the house by 6. I meet him at his house. Either he drive or I drive from there. We go to Laguna Niguel, to the dopest gym in the world, one of the dopest gyms. And we get it in. Good workout. It's an excellent gym. A lot of space. Dope people there. Like, I like living in places where it's old money. But here it's old money, but also fresh ideas. And like, even the older people that we meet in the sauna, they're still trying to hustle, and I love that shit.
They're older and they have money. They've become successful. This gym is somewhat exclusive. It's I don't know how much the membership is, but a lot of it is just people who have families. But I won't say they're old money like they came from generational wealth, but they're old money in the sense that they've had money for a while,
right?
And they're over and past trying to prove to you they have money or flex on you with their money, which is the vibe that we get in some other gyms in the Orange County area. This is like a residential area, so it's a different vibe, but it's so positive and so growth oriented still.
Yes, that's what's fascinating to me. Like, one of the guys that Mr. Tantillo. You know, he's an older gentleman, very successful, and he's still trying to get after it.
I think he's just over 60 years old.
He's still trying to tap into a new market. Still trying to conquer social media. I love that shit.
Yeah,
he's not. He doesn't need it because his business, is running. It's a food company. It's in all the grocery stores you can.
25 years they've been running.
Right. He does not need this, but he wants it. He wants to conquer that. Most people, they're getting money in their space. They're like, I'm good. I don't want to get into that. But I really respect him and I admire him, man. He's a dope ass dude, man.
And that's just one guy out of several that we've met, and they still have. It's such a cool combination. They have the hunger for more.
Right.
They have the perspective of where they're at, and being humble, and the positivity to interact. Mm-hmm. We were kind of like the new kids on the block when we came into this gym, because most of the people at this gym, they've been there for a while. They've been there since it opened, probably, and they're not. I'll say like hardcore lifters or lifters the way that we are.
Right.
A lot of them are there. It's their routine and their ritual that they do, and they are committed to it, but they're not doing it the way we are aggressively.
They're not in there trying to hit PRs and shit.
Yeah, so we're in there. We bring a whole new energy to the gym, especially you. And people are like, "Who is this guy? What are you, an NFL player?" Like, they don't know what to ask, and people gravitate to us and they talk to us. And I imagine that we're probably a dynamic duo to them. Like, who's this little guy and that guy?
Nah, come on. The vibe in there is like everybody's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
They come in the sauna. The guy with the notebook.
Yeah.
It's people who don't be in the sauna, because we in the sauna every day, that all of a sudden come in the sauna.
I feel like we're the oracles. We sit there in the sauna and people just come talk to us.
And they want to know what our deal is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I think that for the most part, everybody there is something, they're all like, everybody in this area are go-getters. But it's somewhat traditional. You kind of know what everybody does. And with us, it's like they have no idea what we do. Right?
Yeah.
It's like kind of like we don't belong there.
Yeah.
Like we ain't old enough to be there.
They're like, so.
And we got the executive lockers, baby.
Are you guys trainers?
Yeah.
Or.
I kind of get offended when people say that. It's like, huh? Like,
I see why we would.
20? Like,
but also, we kind of are. We've just won the market, in that sense. Like, that is kind of where we come from.
We still are trainers to an extent. And training, for me, is a foundation, I think, for both of us and with our careers, because it's all about, like, we're helping people transform their bodies, but that was the first wave of what we do or what we did, and we needed that experience. Like me personally, I learned a lot of life lessons. I learned business. I learned leadership skills, gained them, by training people. That's why I tell people, man, like, any young trainers out there that's come across Mike Rashid, they tell you, I spend time and I talk with these guys in the gyms. Like, we go over when they're struggling, we'll go over, like, all right, let me see, write everything. How many clients, what you're charging, the frequency, etc. And then I help them rearrange everything, because as a trainer, I was successful as a trainer. I knew how to. I started out not being successful and I got successful. So I knew how to do that, and but also the essence of a trainer to me is very fucking important. You have control over people's lives to an extent. They're trusting you with this. So I'm always on people's heads like, yo, bro. Be fucking ethical. I tell guys all the time, don't try to date your clients. Don't try to date nobody in the gym for that matter, because let's say I date one of your clients. It's not gonna work out. We don't hang out no more. She don't want to see my face. She stopped coming to you. You lose money. You're gonna feel a certain way. The energy's off. That's not okay, you know? So I tell people, do not mess with the girls in the gym. There's so many millions of women out there when you're trying to make a career out of this, because it's expected for trainers to be creeps. You know, girl walk in, everybody's like, they don't even have to be that hot. It's just the fact that a girl came in, everybody's just on her. It's like, don't do that. Women, let them be comfortable. You don't have to go up behind a chick and tell her that her form is wrong. Leave her the fuck alone.
And do you say that from like the situation you just shared? Do you share that from experience of having encountered that yourself, or just having seen other people do it?
I've never had any issues with like the females in any gym that I've ever worked in out of all my years. So,
but you've seen it happen to other people.
Yeah, we've had to put people out the gym like several times because of emails and letters that clients and gym goers have written about certain people. And it's always the same. It's always like the one guy with like 8 letters. And then the guy always denies it. No. Like, so everybody's lying on you? Come on, bro. It doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's one of the coolest things about our lives right now, is that we're in a position to take what we know. We don't know it all. We're the first ones to say that.
Actually, I kind of do.
You do?
I kind of do.
Yeah, I'm not that level of black belt yet.
I'm
We don't know it all, but what we do know, we can already start helping so many people who are working on their own ascension, you know, because we're at a certain level, but we want to go higher. We always talk about how there's levels. There's people who are better than us, and there's many people who are still
not really.
There are. There's people who are ahead of us that we kind of look to and like, wow, okay, there's still more for us to do. But I used to think about, man, one day I'm going to be in a position that I can help other people who are trying to grow themselves. Not help them like health-wise. We're doing that. We're working on that hard. But, I mean, help people who are trying to grow their businesses and who are working in a craft or field that we have expertise in. But that time's here. You know,
now.
We don't have to wait until we've exited all the businesses and we're you know, older and super rich. We can start doing it now, and it's happening. Every time we go somewhere, I see you get involved in a conversation, and sometimes I'm getting in them too, where I have something to share with people that I know they can go take and put into action right now. That's going to help them skip some steps. It's all about how fast you can get where you're going. So people have helped me, and I believe people have probably helped you along the way. And so it's our obligation to pass this along.
For sure. I mean, that's the beauty of life, man. It's like, all right, let's take, for instance, going out to feed people. And I don't want to like really dwell on that, but we're in position to be able to do it. Like a guy, you know, I'm one of those guys that read comments. I know I shouldn't, but I do. So somebody was like, yeah, I wonder if you would do that if there were no cameras around. I'm like, I do. Then another guy chimed in and said, yeah, I wonder if they would do that if they wasn't sponsored by Trifecta. But I hate to bust your bubble. I own Trifecta. I'm one of the owners. You know what I'm saying? And who gives a fuck? People are getting fed, right? So I'll talk to them, go back and forth. I'm like, yo, let's think about this. Does it matter? Does it matter? You know, what really matters is people getting fed, right? Let's say that I was some vain ass dude that wanted views, wanted people to see me in a certain way for helping people, right? Forget my intentions. The action, that the fact that these people got fed is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that's not my intention at all. I know those kind of videos don't do well. People are not interested. They want to see fucking shirt off, you know, or girls in the video, or, you know, something like that. They don't want to see meaningful things all the time, right? So, which I prefer to do all of that kind of shit for content, but that's not popular, and I do it anyway. So, and bro, you was there, man. That was a whole day. They only seen the end. That was a whole day event. You know what I'm saying? We flew in a day early just to handle that. So, but what I'm saying is, we're in position because we've worked our asses off, and we're still working our ass off, and we have resources to allocate to do things for other people, even if it's spending time with somebody. You know what I mean? Having somebody meet us at the office late night to spend time with them, to go over whatever. You know, I was here with Jay last night, you know, from the gym. So, you know, we take a liking to these people. we see, oh, you know what? Okay, he's not doing bad, but we can curve him back over here. And why wouldn't we share that? You know?
Yeah, it's like it's not an obligation. You're not obligated to do it, but it feels good, and it helps you actually stay sharp too.
Right.
When you share these skills and these experiences, you're helping them, but you're also creating the energy of that positivity comes off of you, and that's what we want to do.
Right.
That's what we want to do.
Because that kind of shit, it increases your aptitude of a person. And there are things, man. We should dive deeper into this and some studies and some research about certain things. This is more philosophical, but certain attributes that we develop kind of increases who we are, and it gives us this, and it gives not just us, just anybody, this ineffable quality that you can't say, oh, he's this or she's this, but it draws people to you in a good way, and good people, you know. Having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were just complaining about how shady people in the fitness industry is. I'm like, look, every industry has shady people. It's not fitness. It's every industry. You just happen to be in fitness. But I was like, you know what? You know, I've encountered some unscrupulous characters, but for the most part, people don't really come around me. You know, they kind of steer clear of me, you know? So, and I know you don't get any either. So I like the fact that we kind of, without saying or doing anything, kind of repel some of those bad players out there.
That's interesting. So you think maybe the lives that we lead and the information we put out about ourselves,
yes,
attracts certain people and gives other people the signal, not obviously, but subconsciously, that they should stay away.
It is. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you an example. 2016, right? I probably had like 4 cars at one time. You know, sports car, I had a Rolls Royce, G-Wagon, Jeep, like all kind of shit, right? And I was a very unhappy person that year, and it was the people that I was entertaining, you know, other people in the business, and I was always angry though, and I had to really reflect on what is wrong with me. Why am I so like hot? Why am I so red? You know, and it was the people that I was entertaining, I'm like, if I didn't have what I had, these people wouldn't even be. They probably call the police on me. These are not people that I'm cool with like that, right? And I was doing the car thing just because I like cars. But they were like buying cars and suits and weird shit. And I'm looking at them, I'm analyzing, I'm like, yo, not bragging or anything, but I was a pretty cool motherfucker when I had nothing, when I was in school, when I had to dig in my couch for change for gas. You know what I'm saying? I still had dope friends, beautiful girlfriend, a fun life. These guys, some of these guys didn't really have a life until they came into money. So all of the things that they would accrue, the cars, whatever, was their identity. Post, private jets, this, that. I think that shit is so goofy. So it did a couple things. It turned me off from having unnecessary things. It kind of put a mirror in my face, like, well, that may not be you, but you look like them. So I didn't want to look like them at all. That's when I started toning everything down. I don't do the lifestyle stuff, content that I used to do. It's gone, right? And I don't want to put that, bro, real story. I had a Ghost, a white Rolls Royce Ghost, used to pull up to my gym. And, you know, guys looked up to me, so they'd be excited to see me. And they would compliment on the car and just make a big deal about the car. And I'm just like, bro, it's just a car, whatever. Then I started getting embarrassed about the car. I started parking away from the gym, so I didn't have to talk about it when I walked in. That's when I was like, you know what? This is kind of not right. This is not okay. A couple reasons. First of all, it was a Rolls Royce, but it wasn't the one that I wanted. So I was just settling for what I can get, right? Because the one I want, the Big Daddy, is like $500,000. You know what I'm saying? Not ready for that yet. And I'll probably be an older dude when I do get it, but it makes sense. That seems appropriate. You know what I'm saying? So I was that, and I didn't want them thinking that I thought these things were important, because it's important to one degree, but if you're not even in that realm, then you shouldn't even be dealing with that. And it's not important morally or as a person, as a man, and it doesn't validate you, and it doesn't really necessarily mean you're successful, you know? So I didn't want, you know, I was doing a lot of content with Gary Vee at the time and with Grant Cardone. So I was getting a lot of attention business-wise, business advice, all of that. And they're seeing me with all these nice things. I didn't want them thinking that you got to have that if you're doing this. No, not at all. So I shifted. But to get back to the point, I was attracting the wrong type of people because of the things that I had and that I was showing, you know? So
I think that's a question for all of us to ask ourselves is, what are we doing in our lives that might be attracting the right or the wrong kind of people?
Right.
What are we doing to signal these people to come towards us or possibly go away from us?
Right.
You know,
that's
if
real.
you do that audit of yourself, you might be surprised if you're honest with yourself. And being honest with yourself is a tough thing to do.
Right.
To really look yourself in the mirror and analyze your own, you know, weaknesses and strengths and be able to face them.
Correct.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Most of us, I'm not saying we're not strong enough, but we have an aversion to it. We avoid that like the plague.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's default mode is to not experience anything uncomfortable. And when it comes to self-growth and development, we have to really look at our demons and we have to accept them and then work them out, you know? So it's hard to do. I get it. It's hard to do, you know? I get a lot of things. I understand why people default to being overweight, right? I understand why people default to being lazy, to not working extra hours, you know? I get it. So what do you think, Sean? I feel like, it's survival of the fittest, right?
Of course it is.
So it is what it is. Should we, because I don't really go hard on advice on being successful, right? And part of the reason why is like, fuck it, don't be successful. Like, if I'm talking to someone and they're like, yeah, but I'm too tired to do this, I don't know how to, okay, then don't do it. I've kind of developed that mentality. Do you feel the same way? Or are you like, still want to push people?
Yeah, so I see it's the same. Like you could talk about success advice or like, you know, like the business side, or you could talk about success advice for fitness.
Right.
And they're both kind of applicable. Like you have certain people who are having a desire to get healthy or lose weight, but don't know how. So they need someone to talk to them.
Right.
And that could be in person or online. Same thing in the business world. You got people who have a desire to be successful. They're just looking for some tips and tactics and systems that they could apply from people who are knowledgeable. But it's almost like when you broadcast the information out, you're hoping to find and reach the few people who actually want it. You're not looking to just hit everyone with it, because you're going to have to when we talk about doing it online. When we have those golden opportunities to help someone in person, I'm sure that's worth doing because this person actually wants the info. That's why they're asking for it. But when we do it online, you know, with let's say your base, you might be exposing 1 million people to the information, but just hoping that the 3% who are really looking for that hear it. But you're going to hit a lot of people who don't need it. But it's almost like we got to just try. We got to just try.
Yeah, I get that.
We don't sell business advice, so I get that we don't create success content that would lead people to go buy a success product.
Right.
But we do put out the opposite of that.
What do you feel about people that do sell success products or masterminds or whatever?
We talked about it, you know what I mean? But for everyone to get a handle on it, like, I'm not a huge fan of it, but that's okay because it's not what I'm passionate about. We have a passion that we're all the way in on.
Right.
And I can understand that someone could be really passionate about helping entrepreneurs and people who have a desire to run businesses, help them do it more efficiently. And if their product was good, a digital product, or their meetings and masterminds, if they were a legit person who was in a position to give that advice,
right?
I can't say there's anything wrong with it because they might have good stuff.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you where I'm at with it. I was very critical of those like masterminds and those courses, right? Because I encountered a few people who were, they did well at it, but I was like, well, what was your business though? Like, what business did you have? But their only business was that, right?
Yeah.
The advice of being successful at business. I thought that was very strange. But when you really think about it, yeah, you may not have to be the ultimate practitioner to give good advice. You might be a smart person. You might have that good kind of, interpersonal, intrapersonal intelligence and can figure things out and map things out for people. So I guess there's value in that. And even if you're just a cheerleader for somebody and it's working for them, then there's value in that, But I do see myself at one point, in the future, like we're learning so many things every day. And, it is what it is. Everything that we do, we're trying to be successful at. We start at one place, we get to another place. We have a good amount of information and knowledge on business and on how running things and marketing, etc. I do see myself maybe later on, like my form of retirement would be just being a consultant for people.
And that's what I'm saying ultimately. Like the same way as I don't think everyone should be putting out fitness or nutrition programming just because they did one competition or they just learned about it last week and now they've put together a little bit of knowledge, but they don't really have that solid foundation of being a trainer, let's say for a lot of years, or practicing nutrition one-on-one for a lot of years. If they don't have that proof, and then especially I think if they don't have some kind of validation on their own, like people could go look at your videos, they could see what you've done. They could check out the time that I put into my accreditation of what I've learned and see the passion there. And I have this foundation of working with people one-on-one for a decade, with the nutrition stuff. So I think we're in a position that we deserve to be selling that. So I think it comes down to that for the business stuff too. If someone has something to show you about what they've personally done and a business that they've personally built and orchestrated, and that puts them in a position to have good information for you, then I think it's awesome, but there's always going to be the creme de la creme in any industry or segment. And there's going to be the garbage, the same way as we're the creme de la creme. I think we're the cream of the crop. If you don't know that term, if we're the best in the fitness space, I think there's got to be the best in the business space too, who really have done the shit and they have good tactics.
I want to talk about the best in the food space.
All right.
Because when you were saying that, all I could think about was the meal prep companies that are like just ground beef and rice. Yeah. Versus Trifecta. Trifecta, if y'all don't know, shout out to Trifecta. It is what it is. Huge sponsor for the show. I'm, a co-owner of the company, and Trifecta is the juggernauts of meal prep food delivery. Trifecta, it's just the quality, the convenience of it. I mean, the fact, like, you get everything's organic, the meats, everything's organic, grass-fed, wild-caught, you name it, non-GMO, all of the shits. We're with all of it, right? And it's shipped overnight, 24 hours. It's not frozen. There's big companies that freeze their food and send it to you. It's disgusting.
On top of that, it's bland. It's generic. Everyone's getting the same thing. And it's not enjoyable to eat
at all.
Yeah. So with this meal prep, like prepared meals, direct to consumer, like where you purchase it online rather than going to the store, if it's not already, it will be $1 billion business in the next couple of years. Mm-hmm. And like we talked about, whenever an industry kind of gets hot, gets some traction behind it, there's going to be the good, the less good, and the ugly competitors. Right. Trifecta is leading the way right now, in my opinion. And I've, as a nutritionist, I have been using prepared meal services for clients here locally that I could talk to the owners, and online with the direct to consumer ones. And Trifecta is doing it better than anyone. Yeah. Like all my clients switch to Trifecta.
And continue to get better. Keep raising the bar. Because I'm not handling anything, operations, nothing. Right. I get emails and reports here and there. But every time I look up, it's something dope, new, and innovative, and it's so fucking refreshing. And big shout out to my boy Greg Connolly, the founder. This guy is the real deal. We gotta have him on the show. Greg knows his shit. Greg has been, building businesses since he was like 18, 19 years old. That's a
guy who, if in the future ever wanted to
do a mastermind,
it's like, okay, right. I would attend that one because you've got something at least experience-wise
Right,
to
correct,
share. And
correct.
so if he was to systemize that, I could see him doing a mastermind.
It would make perfect sense.
But even just speaking on Trifecta, they're, like you said, leveling up. They have technology in their meal. That's a dope thing. We're working on technology for Ambrosia about how our products will interface with your health and wellness and how they can help you manage it, how we can help you manage it. Trifecta is working on technology consistently to make the food quality higher. They have like this vacuum seal they do to the food. It keeps all the flavor locked in so that when you get your meal and you open it, whether it was the day you got it or the week later, all the flavor's still in there. It's not dried out.
For sure.
It's not like old tasting. It tastes like it was just made.
Right. And just getting the meals, you get any type of way you want to eat is there for you, right? Matter of fact, I think, I got the link. Y'all, if y'all look in the description, it's right there. A la carte, vegan meals, keto meals, paleo, whatever, traditional. It's I don't want to sound bougie, but it's like the gourmet of food prep delivery.
And here's what we know. Here's what I know for sure about nutrition. We've worked with in the last year alone 5,000 people plus for Alpha Shred. In the decade before that, I've worked with 1,000 or so people one-on-one. What I know about nutrition is this. If it's going to work, it has to fit you. It has to fit what you're looking
100%.
for, the way you want to eat, what makes your body feel the best. What I like about Trifecta more than anything is that they've actually put the thought into that.
Right.
They let you choose what type of meals you want according to that. Do you want to eat keto? Do you want where you have a higher fat percentage, right? Do you want to eat paleo where the sources of food are controlled? Do you want a traditional one? Do you want to be eating vegan? Whatever it is that you want, that's going to be the first step. That's the first thing I ask my clients one-on-one is, how do you want to eat? Because they're going to be satisfied more likely if I feed them the way that they feel like they want to eat. And then Trifecta does all the work for you of calculating how much you need of that food to make the portion controlled for you.
Correct.
They make it so easy to just be healthy and maintain health. Or if you're trying to gain muscle or lose fat, and actually, it's really cool. We haven't touched on this. They even have people on staff to help you. Like we do Alpha Shred where we're helping people pick what they need to eat for our challenge. They have people on staff. If you got questions, they have registered dietitians to help guide you along the way. It's just a dope company. They're doing everything right.
Yeah, man, it's dope. Every time I headquarters is in Sacramento, every time I go up, I'm like in a mastermind program with Greg.
We talk about
he locked me in a room, whiteboard, and it's like us in a war room, but it's so intense and it's so fun learning these things too. Learning, because what people got to realize, there's a science to all of this, like to the business side, the marketing, understanding trends, demographics, all of that shit matters. And it's really refreshing sitting down with other people. We all have our different strengths and powers and weaknesses. So we all level up amongst each other, sharing tactics, and ideas.
Their business is, I would say, even more complicated than ours to run because they're dealing with preparation every single week. Yes, we sell out of stuff too, and it's hard to keep stuff in stock all the time, and we have a lot of different products, but they're making however many thousands of meals every single week. Yeah, like orders get locked in and they got 48 hours to get them all shipped out. I think everything is either delivered or ships on Fridays. So they have this down to literally a science where they're making the meals and getting them out really quickly based on the information of that week.
Right. Wait a minute. So I got people are throwing Q&A. Somebody said R.I.P. Larry Wills. What are y'all talking about? Don't make rumors of people dying. That's not okay. I doubt highly that happened.
Maybe they mean R.I.P. like his name.
Oh.
Based on what was coming forward.
That makes sense. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's too negative. It's egregious, Anyway, what else we got going?
Any other questions anyone has?
It's so many. Let me see.
See if
How about
there's any
this?
good ones.
Mr. Junior Alpha, Elijah's out there. He runs our research. Send me the good questions, kiddo. And then he'll fill them out like that.
So I'm going to Canada for a wedding tonight. You're going where tomorrow?
I'm going to San Jose. California.
What's going on up there?
Me, Mac Truck, Uncle T, and Mark Lobliner. We're all going to San Jose Fit Expo. You know, it's another expo. It's a lot of expos we've been doing this year, but luckily a lot of them are in California. And you know, sometimes I sit and think like, yo, is this worth it? These expos worth it? Because we barely break even, if that, on what we spend versus what we make at the booths. We're not really there trying to make money like that. We're there for, I guess, to increase brand awareness, to dig our heels in deeper in these different markets and cities. And the thing that I get most out of it is just, you know, talking to dope people, meeting cool people. You know, to me, like, I'll never, when I was a trainer, like, I took a lot of pride and value in somebody paying me, whether it be $50 or $100 an hour for my time. That was, I don't care if you pay me $20. I took that really serious, and I try to give you the best service ever, right? Because it's like I'm shocked that you're giving me this money, right? It's the same now, bro. Like, when people come up, first of all, when people, you know, I've been in this for years, but I'm honored by somebody standing in line to fucking meet me. I'm like, why me? Like, I'm just a regular motherfucker. So I have no choice but to give them so much love and thank them. Thank you, man. Like, I really, when y'all be hearing me telling y'all thank you over and over, I mean it. Thank you for even caring to come and meet me, because I'm just another fucking guy, a meat bag. You know what I mean? So I think it's really dope to meet these people. It's really humbling. And for what it do for me, I want to know what it does for you, but what it does for me personally, it just keeps me on that narrow road of leveling up and being a good human being. It makes me never want to, I'm so locked in just anyway, but every time I meet somebody that admires what I do, I'm like, there's no way I can let you down. I'm not going to let you down.
We meet people every day, but obviously for the most part, we operate without in-person feedback because it's highly online.
Right.
So we're selling products and putting out content nearly every single day of the week, 24/7. We're thinking about it. But that real life connection of shaking someone's hand, giving them a hug, and talking to them about what they like, or even sometimes what they want to see more of or don't like, and learning from them, yeah, it makes it real. It completes the loop, you know, for us, because we're feeding things out, but we're not getting a lot back in sometimes about what people think about it. We see the likes and the comments, but the real reaction, it means the world to us. Yeah.
100%.
And then, you know what else? It keeps me motivated because I sometimes get to take a walk around and see what other people are doing.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, we are needed here.
Yeah.
Because no one else is doing this.
Right.
People are so focused on taking advantage of what is hot as a category, or using the way that, you know, using weird marketing to like make people feel bad about themselves and like make them feel like they need to do these things
Right.
to try and get a better look to their body.
Right.
The marketing is so weird. I want to be involved, and we want to be involved in helping to make sure that we can provide our insight to this. Like, let people know that this isn't what, it's not just all about that. Let's show you how to live a complete life in terms of balancing this need to look good and be strong. We want that, but like developing your mind with these mental jewels and getting the discipline that's going to make you a good person, man or woman,
Right.
a good father or mother eventually.
Right.
I want to be the company that does that goes there, because I see no one else going there. It's just like, here's our pre-workout, here's our fat burner, here's our amino acids. Thank you.
Yeah. Take a picture with this guy that I paid $10,000.
Yeah, who doesn't use it, and then move on or buy some, and that's it. Like, we want to be more than that.
And we are.
Yeah. And the in-person stuff, whether it's an event like Houston, I do prefer those, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I prefer what we did in Houston, even the smaller expo, the American Fitness Expo, or even more than that, the event that we had.
Right.
I like that stuff the most. But sometimes, you know, we can't always do those all the time.
Right.
So the expos are kind of the intermediary. Mm-hmm. We would love to have our own events all the time.
Yeah.
And we're working on that.
That's something that we really need to iron out. This is something, man. We need to get a fucking board. I know there's a whiteboard in there. We need to get a board and prioritize our coolest fucking ideas and just fucking ravish them. Just execute the fuck out of them. You know what I mean? Because the good thing, but can be somewhat bad, is that we are always coming up with dope ass ideas. May start a little research and then on to like the bottom line stuff, you know, what keeps the lights on, which is very important as well. So I think we need to start, you know, writing everything out and then just staying focused and locked in on one thing at a time. Like some of these dope ideas, like us doing an event, because we've been talking about doing a retreat, something like that. We need to really fucking lock in on that because that would be so cool.
I think the first one that I'm really proud of is that upcoming Dirty Angels event in Detroit that we're going to do, not this weekend, but next weekend. I believe it's August 3rd in Detroit. So that's going to be our first one. Can we link that in this?
Yeah.
That event, if you guys want to get in on it, is going to be not this Saturday, but next Saturday in Detroit. We're all going to meet up and we're going to prepare meals and go out into the community just like we did in Houston. If you haven't checked that video out on Mike's channel, please do so. You have an opportunity to get involved and help us and be part of this movement with us, this Dirty Angels movement. We're committed. That one we did lock down. You know what I mean? We didn't put it on the whiteboard, but luckily we were able to get that one going immediately.
Right.
One event per month till the end of the year. So here comes August event, Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Detroit. And anybody out there in Detroit, please come out and help out. The more the merrier. And we will be taking y'all and breaking bread with y'all. We will feed you afterwards. And I'm gonna hang out. We're gonna hang out with everybody. In Houston, shit, as tired as we was down there till like 2-3 in the morning until the last person left, hanging out.
We pretty much had a 24-hour day because we didn't even get to Houston to the hotel till like 2 a.m. that day, the Friday, and we didn't go to bed until 2 to 3 a.m. on Saturday, and then had the expo the whole weekend. But it was so worth it.
Yeah, it was, man.
Yeah, and this event in Detroit can be just as good, if not better, because we have a little bit more prep time. And a buddy of mine from high school, Terry. Go ahead.
The day before Detroit, where are we at?
We're in Toledo. Day, not the day before, that day.
Okay, so the day after Toledo, you have the information. I want to post it.
The Eventbrite?
Yeah.
It's in the text.
No. The not the Eventbrite. The event
Bullfrog event.
Bullfrog, yeah.
I don't have a link. We don't have a link for it though. They'd have to go to the Bullfrog Instagram.
Okay. Y'all go to Bullfrog. Is it Bullfrog Nutrition?
I'm looking it up.
All right, we'll give y'all the info if you're in the area.
Yeah, Bullfrog Nutrition at Bullfrog Nutrition.
At Bullfrog. Okay, I'm gonna put it in here.
But the event is that day, August 3rd, Saturday, August 3rd. It's in the Toledo, Ohio area. We're gonna be there from like 11 to 3.
So y'all come through, even if people in Ohio or is in Ohio, right?
Yep.
Hang out with us the whole day.
Come the whole day. You have the ability.
An hour drive.
It's an hour drive.
An hour drive.
We could run the caravan straight from there to up to Detroit.
Y'all afraid of putting in a little bit of work?
I think there's a lot of people. Man, stuff like Houston. If you haven't seen that video, you got to check it out. Stuff like that gives me a lot of hope, excitement, and just joy seeing so many people come together.
I'm gonna give them that video
to give of themselves, their time. Some people contributed like supplies that we needed, and just their energy, their positivity. Even just like because there were some times where we didn't need all 50 people to be working at once. Just being there, just being there is dope.
Yeah, and it's like I really appreciate it, and I just think there's so many good people in this world. And those people that came out, they sacrificed their weekend to come get sweaty and walk a lot, about 2-3 miles, and to help people out. I thought that was really, really cool, and I commend them for that,
I assume that we're going to want to train that morning too, right?
Yep.
Like that. So you could literally hang out with us for the day if you wanted to. If you were to be in the Toledo area, we're going to train in the morning, hit this Bullfrog event, mob up to Detroit. We're going to meet at a friend of mine from high school, Terry. His deli is called Spread Deli.
Spread Deli.
Yeah, Spread Deli. It's in Detroit, in downtown. The info's on the Eventbrite link.
Yeah, if the video I just posted, y'all go to that, click that link. Don't click it now, motherfucker. Copy it and put it in your notes or something. And then go to that video after we're done with you. And the first link in that video gives you all the information on where we're going to be in Detroit. But I want y'all to come rock with us during the day as well. If you're in Detroit, you can come to Toledo.
And we are going to have special limited edition shirts for everyone who's with us. So come out. You're going to want to be a part of this. Like anyone who was there in Houston can comment and tell you that it was dope. We had an amazing time. Everyone left feeling better than when they came.
All right, so Sean, fuck talking about us, right? What is, because we have some really interesting conversations all the time. Last night, I just went up to the beach. I took my chair and I just sat there, right? And, you know, we have a high level of light pollution, so you can't see all the stars, but you can see some. And it's clouds and it's really intimidating, right? And looking at the ocean, the waves is crashing. I'm like, yo, am I too close? I felt like the waves were gonna hit me, but you know, I was just thinking about so many things, like in terms of life, right? And the origins of life, because we can say, let there be light is ridiculous, but that's no different than the Big Bang theory, which is a theory, right? But it's weird because there's a lot of data and scientific evidence that get us pretty close to the Big Bang, but I just can't rock with the Big Bang. Like, it just, why that? But forget that. We're the only species that we know about that have a certain type of consciousness to enjoy life and, like music and, we're different. We don't exist just for survival. We live the fuck out of life. Why? Why us? You know what I mean? Are we just special? Are we lucky? I think we're lucky or unlucky, however you want to look at it. But what is it to you? What is life about to you?
Well, I think the first thing that I consider is that what we consider to be consciousness or awareness or worthwhile pursuits and endeavors, that's just what we've decided. Mm-hmm. So it could be very well that other species or life forms or types of beings, we can't really even understand or interact with what they're doing because it just may not be relevant. I don't know that an ant knows what we're doing or even knows what we are. It just might only know about what is immediately pertinent to it. So it's easy for us to examine the ant from afar, but that may very well be happening in another variation with, another type of being. So we may not be the superior form. We just may be the one we know about, because all the stuff that happens that we can't explain exactly, it may be attributed to something we don't know about. But what is it about? I mean, we only know the human experience, and the human experience seems to be surrounded by like advancement, progress, love, social interaction, and obviously survival.
But what about on the flip side, though? Negativity reigns supreme in a lot of instances in our society. Just like the nature of YouTube and fitness. A lot of people right now are posting a lot of horrible things, reporting on things that are just bad news. The reason I don't watch the news, traditional news on television, because it's all negative. It's bad. It puts you in a bad mood. And there's people in the fitness space now covering, I just think it's weird when people their whole livelihood is based on talking about other people. I think that's kind of weird.
Especially when they tend to focus in on the negative,
the drama.
Yeah.
It's just, if you're happy with yourself, because they can wrap it up as this is journalism. Okay. There's a lot of good things, a lot of positive things going on in the world, but you only focus on drama, right? That's strange to me, and I have no interest in that. But it seems like, I'm kind of answering my own question. It seems like there's a lot of negativity that's glorified, and people seem to be attracted to negativity, but I don't think that's it. Look, I just answered my own question. I think that's what people keep giving them. And if you give it, somebody's going to consume it. Somebody's going to eat it, because we don't give that. We give good shit. I remember doing a video about vegetables and it went viral. People want to be fed. So what I tell you guys out there, everybody watching this, be conscious of what you consume visually, audio wise, mentally, content, because that is more important than the food you put in your body, because this is really putting you in certain. I watched the video this morning. It was really bad. And there was some audio played of whatever was going on. It put me in a kind of fucked up mood a kind of like sad and angry kind of mood, you know? And this stuff affects your mood. You know, it affects how you see people, how you see the world. Not saying that we have to have blinders on to negative things, but you don't have to. I'd rather watch something that's going to put me in a good mood, something that's going to make me laugh, something I can learn from. That's the majority of the content that I like to watch or take in, is things that I can learn from so I can level up. So like, we send each other videos all the time. So I want people to be conscious of what you consume in your mind, because that is vastly important.
You know what? I think I stumbled onto something from what you're saying to just add on that. Before you can get to the love and social experiences and progress, advancement, pursuit of knowledge, what is underneath all of that is survival, right? And survival usually has to do with the aversion, or like the desire to not incur negative things from happening to you, being hungry, getting killed, being cold, being hot, whatever it is. So it's almost like when you consume these negative things, you're invoking these survival thoughts, and you're acting on a lower level, because you're destabilizing your brain's ability to think about the better things, the creativity, the pursuit of advancement, the progression, the love. Because I think that's what these negative thoughts and negative people who put out content that's focused on negativity are really doing. They're invoking that in all of us. And that may be why it's more infectious. Because I asked myself, why is it that negative stuff goes viral or spreads quicker than positive? And it's probably because it's invoking these survival instincts and mechanisms in people's brain when they encounter it. And so they can't help but share it and talk about it, because it puts them in that mind state. That's a very powerful thing I've never thought about before, but it might be accurate.
I think it is. I mean, we know that in marketing, it's taught that negativity in headlines or in emails, it creates engagement and possibly conversions. I think it's the fact that that's an easier way to invoke emotions out of people, right? A bad emotion, you know, because that's, people going to react. So I challenge people and creators out there, evoke emotions in a good way, a positive way. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Try that, you know?
And I think that's even talking about how base level survival is. I think some creators, some content creators, let's just say we call that content, even if it's negative, they may not have a strong idea or platform yet to build positive content. So they kind of resort to this.
But here's the thing, man. It is what it is. If your foundation is negativity, that's all you can't switch.
Right. But
no one's going to accept that.
They might just like question and be afraid themselves of their ability to produce meaningful, positive content. So out of survival, they keep going back to that because they've seen it work before for them or for others.
Or is it laziness?
Yeah, no, I'm saying for survival, meaning that they just they want to avoid the pain or frustration of having content that doesn't perform when it's positively oriented. Maybe they tested it out one time, it didn't go well. Maybe they've never tested it out and they're just addicted to the ease, like you said, the laziness of capitalizing on other people's misfortunes or negative scenarios. And like you said, they might call it journalism, but if it's only one way, it's not really journalism.
Yeah, it's not. It's just a cheap way to make money.
Yeah, go look for other stories.
It's a cheap way to make money off of somebody else's pain. I wouldn't be okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't want money like that.
And there's usually not a lesson. It's not like it's circular content that demonstrates a problem, sees it through to fruition, and helps to create a resolution. It's not that.
No.
It's just the highlighting of the negative.
Right. Yeah, that's something that I don't respect, honestly. And I had a gentleman try to interview me on something negative one time, not that long ago, and I was like, I don't do that. I'm not engaging in a negative conversation about somebody who's obviously mentally ill. You know, when people do these horrible things to other people, they don't want to do that. I'm not giving them any excuses. I still say fuck them people, but there's something wrong with them, you know? I'm not going to sit there trying to rationalize like, well, how could you do this? I know you're sick. There's something wrong with you. You need help. So I'm not going to go and make their condition worse by taking a fucking shit on them just for somebody's stupid YouTube channel, you know, that's not helping anyone. People can say, oh, well, it's exposing and letting the fans know. Like, you don't really care. You don't care, bro. You're trying to get viral. You're trying to get that ad revenue off of this person who you don't even respect or likes name and images and all of that stuff. And I'm not protecting the bad players in this, but there's good people who were hurt by these people, and you're reopening wounds. You know, it's not just the person, it's the person's family and their loved ones and their friends, but it is that person, you know. And keeping 100, I'm talking about girls, because we keep hearing about dudes hitting girls in fitness, and you know, these guys are just fucking running amok. Like, they love. It's like, ooh, the juicy. What happened? Ooh, what happened? It's like a drama queen. You know, some drama queen shit. And I think it's, you know me, like, I don't avoid confrontation. And I know people are like, oh shit, what is he saying? Confrontation is not violence or fighting, you know, but, you know, certain things need to be addressed, and I have no problem addressing them, but for real, not on YouTube. Yeah. I don't give people that. It's going to be in person, you know, and people got to look me in the eyes and tell me why, and give me some. I'm a logical person, you know, I'm good. You got to tell me why, okay? Why is this not how I see it? Convince me. But anyway, moral of the story is we have no desire to put out negative comments, content, report on drama. You know, we spoke briefly on the Sean voting situation the other day, because that kind of affected us. You know, we were just with him right before it happened, and it was decisions that we had to make. But I'm not here to glorify anything negative. I want to glorify cool shit. If we hear about some 3-year-old piano maestro, let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? People doing really cool things, you know, and the community, or in any community. So, yeah, none of the BS over here. Nah,
we don't. We have enough good ideas and things to share, and things that we're interested in that we can learn about and share that journey with everyone, that we don't need to go there.
Right. Somebody said Mike is humble. I like Mike, no homo. You ain't got to say no homo, bro. Like, if you ain't gay, you ain't gay.
Yeah.
If you gay, you gay.
We can assume that with the absence of the heart emoji.
Yeah. It's no, you got to say no homo. So stupid. Yeah. I'm trying to fish out questions, but it's just a lot. It's a lot in here. And it's not all questions. It's people, you know, just talking. So, anyways.
Well, then just to wrap it up, I think going over what we got coming up, San Jose is this weekend. Ambrosia Collective will be there. Like you said, you, Mac, Mark, and T, and then Elijah's going too. Mm-hmm. We'll be up there. We're going to have an awesome booth set up for you guys. We'll have all the music, all the fun. It'll be the only fun booth.
All the vibes.
All the vibes is the only
We bring all the vibes. All the vibes.
So make sure you guys come by there, San Jose Fit Expo.
We bring all the vibes until CT or Jay Cutler come.
Yeah.
Then they take all the vibes. and Daniel and Bailey and Rob. Then everybody just
dissipates.
They like, fuck you, Mike.
Yeah.
I be popping until they come.
Yeah.
I be popping until they come.
We just have to beat them there.
Yeah, we got to get there first.
Yeah, we it's like Eric Thomas said. He said, you don't got to be the smartest person. You just got to get there before they get there.
Get there before.
If you get there before the smartest person, you're good.
Right. But shout out to Jay Cutler. That's my guy. Daniel and Bailey and Rob, those are my people. CT, that's Pops, like all of them. That's all love right there. It's some good people in the industry, man. Straight up.
And then 2 weeks later, we'll be in New York and New Jersey. We'll be at the Natural Body block party.
Can't wait for that.
It's going to be dope in New York City from your hometown.
If y'all never been in New York in the summer, it's the best place to be. Summertime in New York City is amazing.
I'm looking forward to it because last time we were there, it was like rainy and kind of not the best weather. So hopefully this time will be a little bit better.
When was our last time?
The block party.
Last year?
Yeah, it was August last year.
Okay.
And then we're going to turn around and go to New Jersey to Aries Nutrition. It's a really valuable partner.
Same trip?
Yep, same trip. Okay. We're going to drive to New Jersey. It's only like an hour and some change apart. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have a big event with them the next day. So whichever is more convenient for you to go to. But that will be an Ambrosia exclusive event. The block party is kind of a big deal that Natural Body puts on every year. Aries Nutrition on Sunday is going to be an exclusive Ambrosia hangout meetup event. So either one of those times, please come out and see us. And then we got a big one September, the Olympia.
Right. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So just an update on the show. You will see Simeon Panda back in here next week, I believe. We will have Big Boy from Strength Cartel on here. We're gonna have to have Pops up in here, CT Fletcher, Big Rob, Brittany Baby, and Kima Russo. They're dope fitness girls. They're gonna come. Hollywood Hino, everybody's favorite trainer. He trains Drake, Kevin Hart, everybody. He's gonna be here.
Jay-Z.
Who?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. He texted him right now. He asking if we can go film him in New York, but I'm like, bro,
we just set up our podcast over here.
We popping over
Yeah.
here, Jay. Yo, Hove, come on, cut me some slack, bro. But now we got a lot of guests lined up. If y'all want to see somebody, let it be known in the comments. I don't think you can comment yet, but as soon as we're done with the live, you can comment who you want to see on.
Yeah, we do check all these comments out. Some people say they don't read comments. We do.
Yeah, we read comments
because we want to see what the feedback is and what we can do to help you guys more, because that's really a big part of this.
For Salvador asking about Detroit, you must have just hopped in. We in Detroit next weekend, right?
Next weekend.
Yeah, August 3rd.
We're going to be in Toledo in the morning and Detroit in the evening. Exactly. Dirty Angels meetup.
Dirty Angels, baby. Yep. Shout out to Uncle Tizzle and my brother Amir, and we out of here.
See you on the next one.